Hello, this is Bruce. I am without Bennie today. He is unfortunately at his house and not here. There is no unfortunates about that. He's just, I didn't call him over today. The basis of this conversation is basically to enlighten those who are not listening. I know, sounds weird, but bear with me on this one. See, the way sound travels and the way trees fall, I can effectively talk my way out of my anger. In order to effectively do that, I should have the minimum amount of interference. The minimum amount is myself. Any more than that, i.e. one other person or more, would be a direct interference. And in fact, this crazy idea actually dignifies that the one person, as in a one-on-one conversation, interfering with you with your anger is actually a 50-50 split interference. The most interference one can actually ever have. Now, according to the individual who has the anger, if they were alone or with somebody, they would actually have to acknowledge this somehow, and there would be several stages of confirmation. The first stage would be actually performing the anger. I know, it sounds weird. I said the word performing like he was an actor or something, and we all know that people with, anger issues, however immediate and, predominant, they don't hold a lot of weight in the workforce. That sucks. We'll get to that later. Don't worry, you don't have to remind me. For now, just concentrate on the person being mad. They go home. Obviously, they're upset. What do? One of two things. And I kid you not, this is always the case. Life is full of choices. Choices are full of choices. Options are full of choices. Let me just tell you that this person either decides to verbally or physically, emotionally or irrationally exhibit this anger, or they can internalize the anger and have it directly affect them as a person. Either way, there will be consequences. Let me tell you. With destruction comes construction. Okay? Now, glad y'all are still with me. Brings me to my final point. What is the meaning behind this, right? I mean, what happens to this person? What is going through their mind? I mean, what kind of audience would sit through this, right? Wrong. At least everything but the last part. See, they would have an audience. But you said, what kind of person does this? The answer is the only kind of person, a human. This person is not on the clock. This person has not been arrested, at least yet. This person has not just been born. This person is either an adult or a young adult, an infant or a kid, anybody who has lived past opening their eyes. With anger comes release or change, which is what everybody expects. Everybody expects change, Everybody expects something in return for an energy being released or transferred, right? I mean, if energy, right, the law of conservation of energy states that matter cannot be created or destroyed. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, which is essentially the relationship there. I mean, conservation entails a relativity, a derivative, a relativity, which would be matter is neither created nor destroyed. It simply is. But if it is, and it is, There's an interference pattern there. Like the quantum particle interference pattern through the double slit experiment. The single particle gets fired through the gun, and heads towards the two particle-sized slits in front of it, straight, as an arrow, and will effectively go around the slit, interfere with itself. But is it interfering with itself? I mean, think about what's happening here. That particle is only making a whirlpool. You know? The gravity is the pattern. The particle is not the pattern. The particle, quantum particles actually appear and reappear. Did you know that? See, they don't actually disappear. When they reappear somewhere else, that's what's happening. They're not disappearing anywhere. Disappearing is nothing. So this particle gets fired through this double slit and basically just does a merry-go-round, maybe once or twice, 1.5 times, I don't know, I don't have a measure, you know? Please hold your questions to the end. And the whirlpool, in fact, comment at the end. And the whirlpool is basically the wave function, gravity, quantum gravity, A gravity, you know? Residual amount of gravity according to a statical proportion, such as a quantum particle to a relative observer, such as yourself. See, we can't find the observer, but you know what? That doesn't mean we don't have size and presence. What are we, ladies and gentlemen? We're people. Yay tall. You understand? We ain't particles, right? In the driver's seat. Come on, the micro machine man. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. You know, I don't telekinesis my whole body, bro. I am my body. I am my soul. My soul is yay big, you know? But that's important because we don't do what particles do. There's an exchange there. For presidents comes responsibility. You know, the particle, man, goes through the double slit on the merry-go-round, heads towards the interference pattern on the wall. The interference pattern, because of gravity and the Doppler effect, hit the wall first. And like a bat detecting its sonar, the particle appears somewhere else. And that's what's happening. There is no disappearing act. There is none. That was a cornerstone to bounce ideas off of. You know? A red herring, the size of truth. Disappearing acts and smokes and mirrors, man. You know? Don't let them fool you, ladies and gentlemen. You're here at this channel for these 7.5 minutes only to confirm the truth of something that you might already know, right? That's the power we have. Particles don't do that. Alright, I'm leaving you with that. I want everybody to have a good day. Alright, even though it's probably impossible, this is probably 3 a.m. I'm sure you're not on YouTube any other time. Come on, right? Am I right? Alright, of course I'm right. I'm not talking to anyone. Have a good day, everyone. Take care. Peace.